All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about evaluating compositions from a table. And so this is just a reminder of how compositions work, right? So you work on the inner function first. You have the input of the inner function. You evaluate that function. That answer becomes the input to the outer function. So let's take a look at evaluating f of g of 3. So when you first start to evaluate, you always want to make sure that you focus on the inner function first. So let's take a look at our table. The x is the input, so I'm looking at 3, so I'm circling that. And I said g of 3, so this is the function g of x right here. So then that means that my output is going to be 2. So now what that brings me to be is f of 2, and that's because g of 3 gave me 2. Now let's take a look at when x is 2, and I'm going to the f of x. Whoops, that should be a highlighting. So let's highlight f of x, right? So when x is 2, we end up getting 8. So the proper way to write that is going to be f of g of 3 is equal to 8. So that's going to be your final answer. Now let's take a look of the second one. So let's do a different color here. Let's do a blue. So I'm going to have g of f of, let's do black 3. And so let's see what that's going to give us here. All right, so we need to evaluate f of 3. So what we are going to get when we evaluate f of 3, f of 3 is going to go here. And so I'm going to circle f of 3. Let me get rid of this information up here. When x is 3, f is going to also be 3. And then now I am supposed to take g of 3. Well, let me erase this. When my input is 3, I go to the g function, and my answer is 2. So again, the proper way to write that is going to be g of f of 3 is going to equal 2. So go ahead and try it number 3, pause the video, and then I will go over the details. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at f of g of 1. So what that means is we have to figure out what g of 1 is. So g of 1, when x is 1, we go directly to the g function, and that gives me 3. And then now I evaluate f of 3. So when x is 3, f of x is also 3. So again, the proper way to write that is f of g of 1 is equal to 3. All right, now let's take a look at g of f of 4. That's going to be g of something. So let's evaluate f of 4. When x is 4, you plug it into the f function and you get 1. And now we are going to find where x is 1. So x is 1 here, and we plug it directly into the g, and we get 3. So again, the proper way to write that is g of f of 4 is equal to 3.